Well, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, a time when communities nationwide join forces and raise awareness about the harmful impacts.
Here in Central Florida, it's one organization's mission to shine a spotlight on how survivors can get help. Joining us now, Michelle Sprazel, the CEO of Harbor House of Central Florida. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
So for folks who don't know, first of all, just tell us about Harbor House and your work there.
So Harbor House, we are the certified domestic violence center that serves right here in Orange County, and we have everything people think of when they think about domestic violence services. So we have the crisis hotline, we have an on-site emergency shelter that has a child care program and also a kennel for people to bring their pets in along with them. We also have an injunction for protection attorney program where we have 4 attorneys that are there to give legal advice and help people file injunctions. And we have advocates that are located in our emergency shelter and throughout the community to help with safety planning, counseling, peer counseling. And then we're really proud of our prevention program that we have that's in the schools and also in the community where we're working with kids so that they understand what's a healthy relationship, what's an unhealthy relationship. So we just have a lot of things that are available for people.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And we've spoken about this for several years, but obviously COVID had a huge impact on the need, you know, for some assistance. So tell me, is that still happening right now, or how's that impact kind of gone down? How many people are calling?
So our numbers are definitely up, and even when we're looking at our crisis hotline numbers, we had 400 more calls than we did last year, and we're talking about the fact that we had right around 9,000 calls. And so the numbers are really, really big. And then as far as our emergency shelter is concerned, we had right around 900 people that lived with us. As far as like all of our numbers across the board, they've been definitely going up.
And some populations are more vulnerable as far as maybe not reporting or, you know, maybe being resistant to seek help. Talk a little bit about that and what people can do for that.
So abusers really don't want people to talk about what's going on behind their walls. And so when you have a relationship where someone's being incredibly isolated, so they moved here from another state or another city within the state, it's something where the abusers want to isolate them. And so that's one population that we want to make sure that they know that even though they're new to our community, there are services definitely available. And also when we're talking about just cultural differences, we're talking about patriarchy. That's another thing that we really battle when it comes to domestic violence. And then along with immigration, we want people to know that everybody deserves to get help, that safety is a human right. And so you shouldn't be in a relationship where someone that you are scared of them, they are making you be in fear of everything, and they're isolating you from any type of your friends and your family and your services.
Yeah, and a lot of people might say, you know, why don't they just leave? Why don't they just leave the situation? It's not easy for someone to come forward. So as friends, as coworkers, what are some of the signs we should be looking out for someone who might be dealing with domestic violence?
So domestic violence is definitely more than just physical. And so, you know, that's something that we're taught as far as media. Look for bruises, look for cuts, look for things like that, but also look for financial abuse. Look to see if your friend doesn't have access to money. Look for spiritual abuse. Look to see if there's something that's happening in their relationship that they're utilizing scripture against somebody in the relationship. Those are 2 different things. Another one which would be really easier for a close person to see would be, does the person have the same self-esteem that they had before? Are they making unreasonable excuses for the behavior of their husband, their wife, their partner? Because you notice that someone is being put down in front of you, that's what the abuser is doing, and then your friend makes an excuse on why they did that and that they deserved it. So those are some of the red flags when we talk about domestic violence.
And throughout the month, you do have a few special things happening. You have the Purple Door Luncheon, you have the 100-mile challenge. So tell us about everything you're doing this month.
So in just a handful of days, we have our Purple Door Luncheon, and we honor different champions that have done advocacy work here in the local community. And so this year we're going to be honoring Monica May. We're also doing the Orlando Magic and Orlando Youth Foundation, Orlando Magic Youth Foundation, Westgate and Westgate Foundation. And so that's really about the work that they've done specifically for survivors and victims that they've impacted or have come to them. So Westgate, they've had employees and they have a whole program that's set up. Orlando Magic Youth Orlando Magic Youth Foundation, they're a big funder of our prevention program. That's where that P came in. And they've done a lot with our Camp Hope program. And then Monica May, she's just been an amazing advocate for women in our local community for years. And so we're honoring her. So that's happening. We're going to have a survivor speak. It's all going to be about the kids this year. And so we're having our survivor this year is actually one of the youth that has attended our Camp Hope program. So he has a wonderful story. And then throughout the entire month, we're doing something new, which is the 100-mile challenge. And I'm super excited about that because you have 31 days to run, walk, bike, paddle, horseback ride, whatever it is that you want to do. in order to hit 100 miles. Can you imagine doing 100 miles on
And 100
horseback?
represents how many people are usually staying at the shelter at one time.
Absolutely. And
Wow.
so we're excited about that. That's a free event. Someone can go to our Facebook page to find out more information and sign up for it. But we have already had our first meetup with some of our ambassadors. We have a few more of them throughout the month.
Awesome.
And then we have Purple Tie Tuesday, which is the last, I think it's the last Tuesday of this month. We're encouraging people to wear purple, but really encouraging men to get involved in the movement by wearing a tie that is purple that day, so that people show that they are fighting the fight against domestic violence.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And before we go, for people who need to get in touch with you, who might need your services, where can they find you?
They can always find us by going to our Facebook page, finding us on our Instagram. You can always send us a message through Messenger. That's a good way to get a hold of an advocate, or always calling our emergency hotline.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you for everything that you do. And of course, donations very important. If you want to get involved, definitely go online and find out ways that you can help out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.